We have been able to create lots of milestones, but more importantly, we're more focused on letting you also create your milestone. I'll create lots of videos, and every single one of these videos has just one purpose, which is teaching you how to organize bots, deploy bots in ways that would not get you into problems. I'm going to start with explaining what okecbot is, as I presume lots of people sometimes make very contradicting comments that is completely different from the whole idea of okecbot. Okecbot basically, as the founder, with what I had in mind and what it is currently transitioning into, it's a web automation software where you can write lots of activities you'd want to automate and have them executed on lots of virtual devices. So imagine you want to automate, let's say, a couple of activities like, you know, visit to your website, clicking on certain pages on your website, visiting a social media platform, clicking on like, comment, visiting a betting platform, um, signing up, filling to face, practically anything you would want to do as a human being, and you want to get it automated, you can basically do it. Now, the second thing I also pre-vision is a system where people can have virtual identities and allow these virtual identities to be living their own lives even when they're not available. So imagine right now you want to be a student in the US who happens to be having a life going. You want whenever you switch over to this burner account, you should be perceived as a student in the US because the Google searches, YouTube histories, every single thing depicts this is a student in the US as the behavioral analysis, data consumption, activities are all related to things a student will do. Now imagine you would want to be different set of people, different life, alternative life, different universe, multiverses. Imagine you want to be so many things in so many places. Now you could have all these things automated on okecbot and have different devices building up fingerprints to represent like different people in different part of the world. Now, where the good part comes in is every single one of these devices are all under your control. You can build what you want them to do and go offline and just monitor them while they do what you had predestined them to do. And then thirdly, the last but not the least, okecbot was also envisioned to be a portable browser. So let's say for instance I have Google Chrome on my computer, but I don't just have Google Chrome. I have lots of Google accounts. I've logged into so many websites. And most of these websites, they store so many data on a particular profile. So this means if I've logged into, for instance, Facebook on my Google Chrome profile, I will need another profile to log into another Facebook, as the Facebook session on that profile would mean it's either I log out to log in a new one, you know, I mean, that's just basically the case, or I create a new profile. So you can't have two Facebook profiles on one particular session. You can't have two multiple accounts logged into a website that requires, to store cookie for just one account. So this means if I have lots of crypto assets, Bitcoin assets, um, different websites, different identities on so many other platforms, and I don't want to have these things stored on my own computer, I can create an okecbot account, create lots of virtual devices, and do whatever I want to do on those devices. Should you confiscate my computer? Should you hack into my computer? Should my computer be unauthorizedly accessed? You can only access what I have on the normal surface layer. So you can only see my normal Google Chrome, but that is it. But how about all my browsers? How about all my, secret accounts, offshore crypto accounts, offshore profiles, identities I have? Now you get the point. I can't leave them on my computer because a forensic expert to be able to crack into it to see that I probably had deleted some things. But on okecbot it's quite easy. Just have an API key. create lots of virtual devices, give them different name with different processes, have different identities, have different as many accounts, as many profiles, as many identities as you want. Keep all of them warmed up. So even when you're not using them, you can create tasks around them. Tasks that will be executed just the way a human being would. And should you all want them to do something, should you all want them to go stream your video, to go visit your website, to go do anything on your platform, engage with your app or whatever, you can create tasks and they would all execute them the way you want them to. It sounds so beautiful getting to talk about all these things right now on okecbot, coupled with the fact that it has all been implemented. On okecbot, your API key is basically your storage to as many accounts of virtual devices as possible. So depending on whatever subscription you have on the platform, you can have as many bots as possible. And these bots are like virtual devices. And every single thing you do on these virtual devices are completely enclosed. So that means every single bot has its identity, has its own sections, all the sites have logged into it are unique. And if you have thousands of those virtual devices which are bots, they all keep synced. Their data are always correct. The moment you log into one particular computer and you're done with that computer, you exit, all the data are gone because they're actually stayed in memory. When you log in, the whole sessions have been stored in memory. They're not even written to the computer. So that means basically if you ever off okecbot, switch on your phone, no matter how the biggest forensic expert, they can't actually detect what virus accounts you had accessed. You have lots of crypto assets. You can have as many of them stored, as many on cloud drive, as many data. You don't have to basically disturb yourself over your thousands of virtual accounts with passwords. Every single thing have been stored on the cloud. And one of the questions you'll be asking if you're a software developer is, what is my security behind protecting this user's data? What if there's a central breach and somebody hacks into the whole database and then have access to every single person's data? I'm an ethical hacker, and I believe when it comes to security, we don't use the word assurances because of what we call 0 day. Practically, most of the apps we create rely on different technologies that we don't have full access over the architecture. So this simply means that I, for instance, might want to store data on my SQL database, which means I'm going to be using my SQL database, maybe MariaDB, MySQL, or the various database architecture. Sometimes there are new SQL injections, sometimes there are new memory overloading, memory leaks. I'm an ethical hacker, so I know these things. And most of these things are 0 day. So that means no matter how secure the platform can actually claim they could be, there is always an option for 0 day. But at the moment, okecbot is actually more focused on automating tasks that don't really need a whole lot of sensitivity. But because of how far I've gone to the project, I'm actually going back again to up my cybersecurity degree. Like I'm going back right now to restudy back as a red team expert, which was what I had before. Let's just say my career is dusty or my knowledge is dusty. But I'm going back again to study system architecture, purely cybersecurity, deep version pro. I'm not talking about surface layer networking. I'm not talking about script making. I'm not talking about brute force or the dogs. I'm not talking about network scam and trying to overload on bots. I'm talking about RIAS, memory overload, um, um, uh, S, um, um, right escalation, and so many other top tier security concepts. So why am I making this video? I'm making this video to let you all know that I've been so happy for the journey so far. It's been very beautiful. I learned a whole lot. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to have built this app. I also intend to put in my whole life into it when I can. At the moment, I want the whole community here to know you can use okecbot for whatever you want to, but I want you to know that you should use it ethically. I'm not liable for anything that could occur, and you should try as much as possible to keep things to yourself. My new videos, I would have to blur so many data for the sake of confidentiality. I know I would have the eyes of obvious people staring at our videos, trying to come up with evidences to penalize people of their ads revenue. And this means that newer videos or even older videos, if possible, will not have like a blur on the publisher's ID and various personal information. Now, I'm stating this as well because okecbot itself has been a very beautiful project. But however, sometimes I really get some very annoying remark. I know sometimes when you watch my videos, it sounds so much like I'm trying to prove a point. And that's because if I go to this extent on okecbot, I really had lots of issues. Lots of issues I've always wanted to be able to address someday. Maybe not on this video, maybe on some other video. But part of those issues, relied on the credibility of myself as a software developer. Lots of people couldn't phantom somebody in Nigeria precisely, a black Nigerian will be able to create something remotely close to beating Google AdSense detection systems or beating any form of Spotify or streaming platform detection systems. No one could believe before now, one person, because I did the whole coding myself, could be able to create something as sophisticated as this, made thousands of dollars, which most people come in to say, oh, if he's this good, why didn't he keep it to himself? But then practically, sometimes I try to make most of my videos over and over again to really prove to the point to let you all know that this for me it's a career and has always been a dream. The dream has always been to be able to automate millions and thousands of things. I presume if I come on YouTube right now talking about how you can automate virtually anything on a computer with my software, nobody will get interested. But seeing that it can earn you ads revenue, then everybody's coming in for the monetary benefits. But the real aim is being able to have the power to be able to automate virtually anything you would want to automate, and being able to have a tool that you just get to write the bot instructions and then you have them translated in real time. The way computers work, we have what we call operating systems. Everybody knows what an operating system is. Now, basically, you write softwares and they run on an operating system. Now, some group of software developers created what we call an operating system. I, for a person, want to create what we call an automation system, which is something like okecbot, where you can write tasks, build tasks, and run them on, different bots, virtual devices. And sometime in future, I would want to be able to like create real robots. I mean, physical robots that you'll be able to talk to and relate it and give them commands and have this command being executed. Imagine being in a factory where you can actually talk to the bots like they're humans and have them do things like a human being would. I've been working on AI and machine learning for quite some time. I've been able to build lots of machine learning and AI powered bots that does predictions, crypto trading, forex trading, and so many other things. But more importantly, I want to be able to like advance myself in career. So I feel okecbot getting to do part of this Google AdSense innings is just a tiny mind. It's just like a tiny option. It's not like that is my big dream because I see like some very conflicting comments where people feel, oh, I'm just revolving around the Google AdSense. And maybe the whole concept for me is just to make money off ads revenue, beating detection systems. No, it's actually bigger than that. Okay, so hit up the subscribe button. I think this is it. Is this it? Okay, yeah, this is the subscribe button. So hit up the subscribe button and see you next time. Thank you.